Hello, my merciful brothers and sisters. It is I, Mr. Mercy, and I'm coming at you with this little news update regarding what my plans are for E3 this year. Now, if you guys watched my E3 predictions video, you saw what I thought was going to be unveiled at the show. What are my predictions? What are my wish list items and stuff? But this video is more aimed at informing you guys about my live streams. I will be live streaming E3, and I'm going to try to avoid the problem I did at BlizzCon, or that I encountered at BlizzCon, where the trailers and some of the audio and stuff were triggering Content ID, and it hit me with a copyright strike, and there was a whole bunch of problems for my channel because of that. So I'm trying to avoid that this time for E3. I just purchased a webcam. Now I'm going to warn you guys, it's a really crappy quality webcam, but at least it'll probably be in sync with the audio, because I was trying to set up, for BlizzCon, I was trying to set up this app on my phone that would let my phone work as a webcam, but the problem is I was having a hard time syncing the audio from the webcam app to OBS and getting it all to work nicely, so it was a big mess, and there was a lot of lag and stuff. So I'm hoping that by buying a dedicated webcam, it will still manage to work. Like I said, it's not going to be super high quality. It's not going to even be HD quality. I'm probably going to be the specs on the site that I bought it from said that it was around 480p, so it's not really HD, which kind of sucks, but it was the only one I could really afford. So I did buy a webcam. It should be getting here sometime this week, so I should have it all set up for E3. If I don't, then I don't know. I'll try to figure something else to do. But I should have a webcam that's coming in, so that'll help with the Content ID problem. So I don't have videos full screen and they're not triggering Content ID. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. And plus, you get to see my face too for when all of this goes live, and you get to see my facial reactions and everything to all the announcements and stuff. So this video, I wanted to give you guys specific times as to when I will be streaming for E3. So there are going to be 6 conferences that I'm covering for E3, and I'm going to list those off to you guys and when I'm streaming. So, and of course, all of these streams will be on this channel right here that you're on right now, Mr. Mercy. I believe if you go to, I believe the URL is youtube.com/c/MrMercy/live. That's the web address you need to go to see all of these streams when they happen. And plus, you could also go to my channel, just my regular channel page, and it should be up on the main front page when it goes live. So, the first conference that we're going to be covering is EA Play, as it's known. And I will be live streaming my coverage and my reactions for EA Play for E3 2017 on Saturday, June 10th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time if you're on the West Coast. So that's about half an hour before the show. All of these are going to be like half an hour before the show, just to make sure I have everything all set up properly, and my audio and video is looking good, and I'm not rushing to get things ready last minute. So I'm expecting that stream to run until around 5 p.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Pacific. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I looked at like last year's and a couple years ago's how long those E3s were, those conferences, to determine like how long I'll probably be streaming for. If it goes longer, if it's shorter, whatever, I'll just end it there. But I wanted to give you guys a rough estimate as to when the entire window of me streaming is going to be, because I'm not going to be going into these conferences and doing a whole big pre-show where I talk about everything, and then a whole big post-show where I talk about everything that was revealed. I'm just going to stream the conferences, just the conferences, like show my reaction, and hopefully, if that all goes well, then those reactions will be up on my channel. And then after E3, I'm thinking sometime next week, after E3 is all said and done, then I'll make my wrap-up reactions where I'll talk about, that'll be kind of like my post-show where I go through everything that was announced for each of the conferences and talk about how I feel about everything and all that. So, that was EA. Next we have Microsoft. This is on Sunday, so I'm only going to be doing the one conference on Saturday. That's EA's. Sunday is when I start covering multiple conferences. So, Sunday, June 11th, we start off with a Microsoft conference. That's happening at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on my channel. You can watch my coverage and my reaction starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time. So if you're on the West Coast, that's when that'll be. And I'm expecting that to last until about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time. So next, we're going to have a little bit of a break, thankfully, and move on later that night on Sunday, June 11th, to Bethesda's conference. And Bethesda's conference is going to be held on my channel. I'm going to start covering it. I'm going to start live streaming at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And I expect that to run until about 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific Time. So that was Sunday's conferences, the times I'm going to be streaming. Moving on to Monday. Monday, June 12th, we start with the Ubisoft conference, live streaming on my channel, covering my reactions and all that, starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and I expect that to last until about 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Then finally, later that night on Monday, June 12th, we have the Sony PlayStation conference, starting on my channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and that'll be around, I expect that to last around until like 10:30 p.m. Eastern and 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Then we have the last conference of E3. I'm talking Nintendo, which is one of my most anticipated conferences. That's going down on my channel, covering my reactions, on Tuesday, June 13th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 8:30 a.m. Pacific Time. So you're going to have to be up earlier in the morning for that one. And I expect that to last until around maybe like 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And like I said, after all these conferences are said and done, keep an eye on my channel in the following days. I'm thinking maybe I'll have it up probably before the weekend, where I go through everything that was announced at E3 from every conference. I'll probably break it up into multiple videos so it's not all too much information at once. It doesn't take like a year to render. So I'll split it up into multiple, conferences and talk about all the things that were announced, what I thought about them, and so you'll be able to see my initial reactions as well as, my post E3, thoughts and feelings about all these different announcements and stuff. So, anyways, that's really all I wanted to say. Just give you guys my full streaming schedule for E3. It's going to be a blast. I'm hoping that everything works good on the technical aspect, and if we happen to get disconnected at any point, if my PC crashes or something happens to screw up the stream, that's not a copyright takedown or anything, if it's some kind of other technical issue on my end, I'll try to get the stream back up as fast as I can, and when I'm later, maybe after the conference, I will edit the clips together so it's all one continuous video, so you guys don't have to go to multiple different videos to see my reactions live to E3 in the event of some kind of crash or something. But, yep, that's all I had to say. So remember, thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'm Mr. Mercy. Peace, everyone.